tumbling team and also their training program. These guys put in hours on top of hours, along with operating the Jesse White Scholarship Program and also the Jesse White Tutoring Program. Peter Birnbaum, he has served as President and Chief Officer, Executive Officer, and the Attorney's Title Guarantee Fund. He's done this since back in 1991. He started his career as a law clerk and has continued to rise since then. Under his leadership, that company has developed into a leading lawyer service organization. In 2004, Peter was appointed as judge to the 7-member Illinois Court of Claims. Peter currently holds leadership positions on several corporate and philanthropic boards. That includes the Jesse White Foundation, as we mentioned. He's also president of the Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Metropolitan Chicago, where he's been a big brother for the past 16 years, so he's put his heart and soul into that one. Peter's also served and supported the Jesse White Foundation and Jesse White Tumblers for the past 10 years. Right now, let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Peter Birnbaum.
So let's hear it for the most handsome broadcaster in town, John Kelly. He broke a lot of hearts in his single days, let me tell you. So the worst thing to do in the world is give a speech at a party, so I'll try to be brief. Tonight's a celebration. It's a celebration of my friend Jesse White, whose life has been defined by service to others, particularly children in need. But it's also a celebration of collaboration, the art of working together to produce a result. So tonight we also celebrate the men and women who, working together, built this facility, the Jesse White Community Center. So let's start with my guy. His name is on the door. Last week we had an election. He squeaked out a victory. We were studying the election results and we found one dude who voted against him. His name's Marvin, and he's from Rantoul. And Marvin, we're looking for you. Jesse has been my friend and mentor for over 30 years. I can sum him up with a story that evidences everything about him and everything that I love about him. It was the 2002 election. Jesse was just re-elected in his 5th term. 2002 was the first time he ran for re-election. Election day morning, it was a horrible day. It was like 35 degrees, it was raining, it was terrible. And every politician in town, it was a lot of close elections. Everybody was fighting, you know, rubber chicken dinners, every lunch, lots of promises. Everybody was out trying to get out votes for themselves. And I was driving to work that morning and I drove past, I was going up LaSalle Street, I'll never forget it. I went past Germanian Place and I saw a Jesse White tumbling team van. And I thought, oh, you know, I wonder who's running the crew this morning. You know, maybe it's Gary or Walter or somebody. And I pulled up, it was election day, and it was Jesse. It was Jesse White, election day. And I pulled up and I said, hey Jesse, what are you doing? It's election day. He's like, hey, I gotta be with the kids. I gotta be with the kids. So guess what? A little aside about the election, Jesse won in all 102 counties in Illinois, the first time that's ever been done in history. But tonight's not just about Jesse White, it's also about teamwork. This facility, you know, for people who have been paying attention tonight, and I hope you know, this is a unique partnership between the city, the Park District, and the Jesse White Foundation. And accomplishing this task took a great, tremendous amount of teamwork between the city, the Park District, the foundation, donors, volunteers. I gotta bring that preacher back to Quack. Help me, Reverend. Let me start with the mayor. One of my favorite quotes, and there's a lot of good quotes about our mayor, some of them I can't repeat here. One of them I can, and I love this quote. Mayor Emanuel said, "Show people you can govern." But he also said, but more importantly, deliver on what you said you can deliver. From the beginning, and I can tell you this, the mayor said, don't worry, we're going to get this done. And at times we thought, how are we ever going to put this thing together? This is really, the hurdles are big. But the mayor said, don't worry. And at every step, and at every challenge, and at every moment, the mayor has delivered. So thank you. And the Park District, these are uncharted waters for these guys. They've never done a public-private deal like this. And navigating those waters were really difficult. So thank you, Mike Colley, and thank you to your folks. You're great. And the donors, it's everybody in this room, the people that contributed money to make this happen. And you see all the list of donors there. And there's been some tremendous financial support by Matt Pritzker, Cindy Pritzker, Jamie Pritzker. God, I wish I was a Pritzker. I want to be a Pritzker. Let me be a Pritzker. Linda and Richard Price, Mesro, ComEd, Keith Chappell, Northern Trust, Linda Usher, Jill Hirsch, Barn Management, First Bank of Highland Park, Lester Crown, Bill Murray, Cinderella Story, ATG, Ernie Cadillas, Dennis Pierce, the Malkin Family Foundation, Willis, Nico Foundation, and the Hogan family. And the sponsors, First American, Bob Lozens, who's been by Jesse's side for 40 years. First Bank of Highland Park, Joe Hirsch. Tonight's event, all this booze donated by Friends of Jesse. I also want to celebrate the construction crew, the team that put this together. David Rothholz from Mesro. There he is, right there, raise your hand. The best guy I've ever worked with, ever. I love him. Andy Totten, unsung hero, running the crews here, bringing barbecue on Friday, which is gone, I heard. Jenner and Block, Penelope Campbell, a former Tumbler, and Don Resnick, Dean Murigo's our general counsel. Bob Yedgar, the executive director, the greatest guy on earth who took this on selflessly. Bob Yedgar has really been the guy that's been at the front, the tip of the sword of this project. Sarah Bateman, Bob Lozens, Jill Hirsch, Tom Benigno, Leo Lucius from our board. But tonight, most of all, we celebrate the children, we celebrate the tumblers, their coaches, their volunteers, their moms, their dads. If you want to learn about teamwork, if you want to learn about collaboration, watch the tumblers. Tonight's the fulfillment of a dream, the crown jewel of the Park District and the permanent home of the Jesse White Foundation. It's evidence of a collaboration that should inspire us. It delivers a powerful message that should resonate with everybody in this room. Never underestimate the difference you can make in the lives of others. Yeah, tonight's a celebration, but really it's a celebration of all of you. So thank you.
Peter, great stuff. Appreciate those words. And I know you're a busy man, but based on that love you're throwing my way, I'm going to see if I can make time to have you as my agent. All right? 20%. We'll talk about maybe 15. We'll talk about that. We've got a long list of people to get to tonight, so we're going to keep this moving here. Right now,